A couple of weeks ago, Baba had said that if you're still being shaken by all the little things that happen in the Brahman world today, have you thought about what's going to happen when there's big upheaval that's going to come in the world? When we understand Baba's knowledge, then we understand that Satyuga is coming, and maybe that's been a big attraction for us. I don't mean the diamonds and pearls and palaces, but the beauty, the harmony with nature, harmony with each other, the divinity. Maybe those are the things that have been very attractive for us. But yet on the other side, on the one side, the beauty of a better world drawing us, and on the other side, we also know that the end of Kali Yuga has to come, and that's not going to happen just sweetly and quietly, and Kali Yuga finishes, and one day we go to sleep and it's Kali Yuga, and next morning we wake up, it's Satyuga. Do you think it'll be as smooth a transition as that? Well, maybe not. And so there's going to be much upheaval that we face, whether it's from our own sanskars, whether it's the settlement of karma with the body in an intense way, whether it's nature coming to us, whether it's the social conditions that we are facing. So it's a lot of upheaval. And Baba's point was, well, you know that's going to happen. And if you're not able to deal with all the things that are going on today and it's causing upheaval, like today Baba said, do you maintain stability in the face of defamation and praise? Somebody's praising you, does it send you flying high? And then next day they stop praising you, or worse, they start defaming you, you come crashing down? Is that the situation? Or is it that if somebody praises and you know that, well, it wasn't you, it was Baba that made it happen, so that's fine. And then if people defame you, again, you take it in your stride, checking yourself to see, well, what is it that has been the cause of this? But you don't let it shake you. You continue to make your effort without any blame or complaint. You just keep moving forward. So how do I get to that point of stability? Not stagnation, there's a difference. So I'm not stuck, but yet I'm deeply rooted like the tree. And so the tree with deep roots, and then the wind and the storms can come and the tree will shake, but the roots are strong and steady, and so the tree will stay upright. It won't come crashing down. So I need to be like this. So there's a whole expression that comes in Hindi that connects up several words. And it's not just because the words sort of go together that it sounds nice, but in fact, when you start exploring what it is that's going on, you can see the very deep connections that there are. And I'm thinking of the words, some of you will know the Hindi words, so I'll share the Hindi words with you first. And many of you will recognize them, they're quite familiar. Antarmukhi, inward looking, being introverted. And then economy, English word, but that comes in within the formula. And it's talking about both economy of expenditure but it's also more than that, talking about economy of thoughts and the economy of my energy, the economy of my time. And then the third word, Ek Nami, one in my mind, one name. And so what is it that's imprinted on my heart? What is it that's imprinted on my lips? What is it that's visible in front of my eyes? If it's the one, the one, the one, the one, and we'll explore all of these things in a minute, but just sharing that sequence, Ek Nami, and then Ekagrta, concentration. We usually translate that as concentration. And then Ek Ras, and that's the word we usually translate as stability. And then it actually leads to Ekta, unity. And so just exploring these words and seeing that there's definitely a sequence that can bring us to that point of stability that we would like to have in our life. And also, when I'm stable, then it's easy for others to trust me. If there's instability, then you can see that if my mood is here one day and there the next day, people will become a little bit wary and they'll keep their distance. But if they see me stable, ekras, constant, consistent, then it'll be easy for them to have that trust, and it's definitely one of the qualities that's going to allow unity to come. The breakdown of trust is immediately the breakdown of unity, and we can see that too. So take up each one in detail now, but it's very interesting to see the connection of all of these words in sequence and how what it is that Baba would like to see and how it is Baba will be revealed to the world is through all of this. And so first, that stage of turning inwards. In bhakti, they always say that when you meditate, you have to close your eyes. But that's not true. We know that. But I can also see how when you open your eyes, I'm talking about physical energy now, it's energy that's being expended. My attention is out there, my energy is going out there, and of course I'm very open to all the distractions of the world. And so Baba doesn't want us to walk around with our eyes closed, not possible, or even to sit down in a corner and just sit with our eyes closed. While we are up and about, Baba wants us to do karma yoga, be engaged in good karma. And when we are sitting, Baba wants us to be able to go beyond everything with just a glance, a moment of drishti and connection with Baba. And so the Jnani Yogi idea that has led to that statement of closing your eyes to the world and not seeing anything, is actually the stage of turning inwards, where I'm not distracted by anything outside, and it means I'm saving my energy and I'm focused inside. Attention on this practice, even for just one day, will show you what a difference it can make. We say that we don't give instant results. It's not instant coffee, instant tea. But yet, in fact, soul consciousness and introversion, turning inwards very sincerely, practicing this, and some of you have half a day left in Madhuban, some of you have one day or a few days left in Madhuban. But however long it is you do have, just try this. You don't need to be distracted by anyone, anything outside. There's no demands. Just take the opportunity to keep turning inwards, or even staying inwards and coming out only when it's essential, but going back in. And certainly I know that in Madhuban upstairs they have the silence badges, and I don't know whether they've got any here, but I know that some of you are now thinking of going up also. But get yourself a silence badge, and even if you don't get one of those badges, make it your badge in here, that this is what I want to do. Stay focused inwards, antarmukhi. And yes, definitely, then you'll be very economical with your thoughts, your words, your time, your energy. And yes, of course, finance also comes into it. Many, many years ago, Daddy was cautioning me about one particular individual and saying not to spend too much time with them. And I didn't ask her why. You can't ask Daddy why always, but you trust and you take that as a signal. And on another occasion, she then told me that this individual was very extravagant in Baba's yagya. And that meant that that person's foundation of Gyan and Yoga wasn't very deep and strong. And it sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? Extravagance and foundation of Gyan and Yoga. Most of you are now aware of the whole karmic situation with money and also then one's own stage. But yet, at that time, it was a new idea I was hearing, but it turned out to be absolutely that. And it's actually quite simple to work out. If my focus is inside, what is it that I need and how am I going to do things? I'm going to do the best possible in the simplest way possible. And if my focus is not inside, my attention is outside and there's distractions, I'm not going to be concerned about the karmic connections of finance and economy. I'm going to just be out there, spending, expending energy on all levels. But attention inside, and there's going to be attention on everything outside also. And so, a strange word to put in within all the list of the English words, the Hindi words, one English word thrown in, but it's been what Baba has told us. And so just accuracy, attention inside, and accuracy in what I do, in my thoughts, my words, and actions, karma, finance. And that's also going to help me conserve energy, build up my energy, generate energy, and I'm going to have that extra strength and power within. When things shake me, then I know it's because I lack the power to be able to deal with whatever it is. And power is not just what I'm taking from Baba in yoga, but every step along the day, whatever it is that's happening, it's either an opportunity for me to accumulate, or it's a situation which I'm dissipating. And so it's very rare that there's something that's not on either direction, but usually it is. It's either a dissipation of energy or it's an accumulation of energy. And so I have a choice. Do I allow that to go, or do I allow that to increase? And if I'm focused on increasing my own inner capacity and my own inner power, then I'll pay attention to that too. But especially to the whole subject of economy in my thinking. And there's absolutely a connection between the way in which I think and the way in which I speak. And sometimes somebody has said to me, shall I write you a note? It's happened in the last week with at least 4 people. And they've said to me, shall I write you a note? And my question to them is, well, is it clear in your mind? And 3 of them said, no, it's not very clear. I said, write a note. And the very process of writing it will clarify it for you. And if it is clear, don't worry about writing, then just come and share. And it's absolutely true that if something is clear in my mind, it doesn't take half an hour to speak of it. It probably takes 3 to 5 minutes, not 30 minutes. And if it's not clear in my mind, then I'll ramble. And maybe at the end of 15 minutes, something will begin to emerge that's clear. And so the process of simplifying my thoughts and being able to come to the essence of what it is that's happening and what is it that I want to do and what is it that I need to do. Learning to be economical in my mind means learning to eliminate waste thoughts. The more waste thoughts I have, the less the clarity I have, and the less the energy I have. And so to be able to move away from expansion and come into essence, and through coming into essence, really having strength to be able to put that thought into practical reality. Within Lokik life, we call it the whole thing about daydreaming. My thoughts go here and there and everywhere, and I don't have the energy to actually follow up on any of those beautiful ideas that I've had, because it's just too much energy that's scattered. But okay, one idea, another idea, another idea. Let me be stable, let me be still, and let me see which idea is it that's going to be practical, and which idea is it that's going to be the best use of my time and energy. And so, economy in my thoughts, as distinct to not just the aspect of many, many ideas, but also the aspect of waste thoughts. When there's waste thoughts, there's a whole storm. Many, many things coming into my mind and rushing around and going around and around in circles. And so Baba says, stop. Just take a moment to be still. Just be soul conscious. And in that stillness and soul consciousness, then you can see what is it that's useful and what is it that's not useful. Baba talks about how if you've got a queue of thoughts, then the queue of thoughts is going to make you stand in line. And Daddy shared a very sweet story that some of you may have heard, and she was repeating it a little while ago. And she said how in the days that they came from Karachi to Mount Abu, they were in Bridge Koti, in that little cottage that's now turned into a hotel on top of the cliff. And the government people, the local government people, came to see how many people were staying here, because immediately after the war, everything was rationed and people had to go stand in lines, and not just in Mount Abu, but this was probably a situation in many parts of the world, including probably Britain, London, where immediately after the war everything was still rationed, and so you had to go stand in a line to pick up your ration. And she said how the government officials had come and they wanted to know how many people there were. And Baba called them all to have yoga, and they all came and sat down, and the purpose of coming and sitting down was so that then these people could do the counting. And Baba sat conducting drill, and so giving drishti, and the atmosphere became so charged that they couldn't count. They'd count up to 4, 5, and the atmosphere would pull them, and they'd disappear. They couldn't see who was there anymore. You know, they just were not in the consciousness of the rational and the logistical and mundane. And so they complained, and Baba said, okay, I'll leave the room. And Baba actually left the room so that then the atmosphere could become a little bit less charged, and then they got on with their job of counting. And then they said to Baba afterwards, you know, they were sharing their experience, and Baba told them, well, this is what is yoga power. But the yoga power impact was such that they didn't have to go and stand in line to collect their rations. These people then said, we're going to send it all. We now know how many of you there are. Just send one individual and we'll send for the whole community. And Daddy was saying how on the physical level she saw yoga power working, and Baba was constantly using yoga power in very practical situations. But it was also the lesson that Avyakt Baba talks about, that if you have a queue of thoughts, then what you're going to have to do is stand in a queue, stand in line, waiting for your turn to claim the throne. And whether it happens in the golden age or whether it happens in the silver age, who knows? You're standing in line. But if you've learned to put the full stop, and you've been able to accumulate your own power, and you have that inner strength and capacity, then yes, you don't have to stand in line in a queue. You claim the kingdom. But it was interesting to hear that I've heard that story about how the yoga power made them just absolutely go into silence themselves, but the repercussion of that having experienced the power of the community and what yoga and silence is about, they were then cooperating in terms of supporting the community and not having to stand in lines out there. So that was an interesting addition that he had made. So that whole subject of waste thoughts and how, and the other day Baba mentioned how instead of having a full stop, if there's waste thoughts, it can very easily turn into a question mark. And once there's a question, and Baba's not talking about the questions of understanding and developing your understanding of Baba's Gyan and truth and yoga, but the questions where I'm challenging drama. And can you challenge drama? Well, you can, but it's not going to do you any good. Drama is accurate and drama is right. And that's maybe where the biggest instability comes, that we don't have that faith at that moment that drama is accurate. It's such a simple lesson, and I speak for myself. It takes a long, long time to absolutely have that stability in terms of the subject of drama. To understand soul is beautiful. To love God and understand God is, of course, our great fortune. But to understand drama and be stable on drama, and of course that's then connected with family also, because drama isn't just me and God. Drama is all of us together, the whole story of many, many souls. Drama isn't one and two. Drama is many, many. And so where the family comes in, and you're seeing the behavior of individuals in the family, you're seeing the scenes of drama, and the question, but why? Why does this one behave the way they do? Or why isn't this one behaving the way they should? Or why is drama like this? Couldn't it have been different? It could have been different, surely. And we still have to wait and see how drama is going to unfold. Many scenes still developing within the drama, and we've no idea what the scenes are going to bring. But I can't prepare myself for all the scenarios that are going to come in front of me, but I can make sure that I'm developing my own faith and my own stability in drama. And so the lesson that I have to learn, drama is not only okay, well, I suppose it's drama. You know, how often do we say that? We try and stabilize our minds. I suppose it's drama. But no, not just that. Baba has a different word for drama. Baba doesn't just say drama. Baba says sweet drama. And can I just always say sweet drama, sweet drama. As I'm speaking, I'm realizing that this is the mantra I have to adopt for myself. Really, I'm not teaching you, I'm teaching myself. Because, yeah, I can see that just taking the example of Baba coming to be with us and giving us all that love and telling us, you're good, you're good, you're good, everyone's good. No one was bad, right? The UK, Europe was very good, your special jewels, your Mahavirs. Australia is very good, America is very good, Africa is very good, Russia is very good, everyone's good. And then, without even saying goodbye, Baba suddenly disappears. What happened? But then equally, Baba coming back to be with us. And in that little gap where Baba closed his eyes, and we didn't know whether he was flying away. We've never seen Baba get tired in the middle of a murli or a middle of a meeting and saying, okay, I just need to rest my eyes for a moment. Never seen that. And so when Baba did close his eyes, am I seeing it? Am I really seeing this? You know, is it true? And then, of course, yes, Tadi Gulzar comes, and then Nilu has a little chat with her. Daddy, they've got lots of other things waiting. Can you go back and tell Baba, please come back again? And so she goes off, very obedient, and Baba comes back again. But in that little intervening gap, what were your thoughts? And was it drama preparing us for the time when truly maybe we'll be here to witness Baba's final coming and final message? Maybe we won't. But wherever it is in the world we are, whether we are here or whether we are there, the quality of my preparation will determine whether I'm thrown into total upheaval or whether I'll say, well, I can be avyakt and be with Baba too. Or I'll say, well, I'm down here and Baba's up here, how am I going to connect? And so it was really a very interesting little test and drill for us in between everything else, just to see what's going on. And so if at that moment, I didn't say sweet drama at that moment, I said, what's going on? And so I think I have to teach myself this new mantra, sweet drama, sweet drama, sweet drama, so that when people are saying things that I'm not comprehending, why on earth are they saying something like this? Or they're doing things that are beyond my understanding. Why are they doing this? Instead of that sort of reaction, I say, sweet drama, sweet drama. And the problem is that probably you can't even say it in words out when they're telling you strange things or doing strange things, because they'll see it as aggression. If somebody's saying strange things and you say, sweet drama, can you imagine their reaction? No, don't try that. But it's a silent mantra inside, just to keep myself on track, very, very stable. And it's also actually an indication of the depth of my faith, because Baba always tells us, faith in the self, faith in God, faith in the family, but also faith in drama. It's our big, big subject. And without that faith in drama, stability is just not possible. And so I have to find a way to stop waste thoughts. And you can see also why Baba takes up the subject so strongly. This time Baba put it in a very positive way. Last season, Baba was talking a lot about removing waste. Not just last season, but several seasons now. That's been a big theme that Baba's taken up. And this time Baba simply said, increase the power of the mind. Increase the stability of the mind. Increase the capacity of the mind, so that then the mind is just able to stay connected and stay pure and clean and be an instrument to serve. And it isn't thrown into upheaval by anything at all. And so that stage where there's economy in my thoughts is actually a very, very powerful part of the foundation of stability. And you can see how it's connected with many other factors of spirituality. And so, one word, but it's got a lot that it covers. And then, ek nami. The love in my heart for one. The words that I speak, sharing the things that I've taken from one. In my eyes, again, I'm seeing that one in front of me. When somebody is in your mind a lot, then you're doing all the things you need to do, but it's in your mind, and it's like they're in your eyes, they're in front of you all the time. So it's not something conscious, but it's penetrated so deeply that you can't shift it, it's there. And so that state of ek nami, just one, and you can see it in the dadis. Something very private. Hansa told me early this morning that last night Daddy's sleep was very disturbed, and today she's been totally out of action with fever and infection. But last night Daddy was mumbling in his sleep, and Hansa said she couldn't hear everything, but there were a few things that she did hear. And one of the things that she heard Daddy say in her sleep is, "Baba, I want everyone's face to show you." Now, can you imagine how deep is her love for Baba, and how deep is her love for service and her concern? You see, within that one sentence, it's very interesting that her concern is that, "Baba, everyone's face and features should reveal you." It's coming there even in her sleep, through her dreams or through the subconscious that's functioning at that time. It touched me very deeply that should be the level of Daddy's love for Baba, but love for us and love for service. It combines everything, doesn't it? And so, Ek Nami, the one name, the concern of just one, and the glorification of just one. And this morning she was repeating it and telling Daddy, "Daddy, do you know this is what you were saying?" And Daddy said, "Well, of course, what else is there?" So Daddy wasn't surprised, because that is literally conscious, unconscious, subconscious. That's the only thing that's there in her awareness. And so when I'm able to have that stage of just simply focusing on one, and focusing on one doesn't mean just thinking about a point of light, but it means thinking about all the knowledge that that one being has given, the truth that that being has revealed, and a mind that's completely engaged with that truth. And so to be able to have that stage of Ek Nami. And then Ekagarta, concentration, absolute focus. Mansa Seva, the things that Dadiji told us in August and Baba's telling us now again. My mind able to be still and focused so that God's light can shine through my mind. If my mind is still running around here and there, Mansa Seva is very far away. Concentration just isn't something that I've been able to achieve. Think about the sages and saints of the past who've been remembered and who set the pattern for bhakti and helped multi-thousands or even millions through the years. All they were doing was simply practicing concentration, letting go of the distractions and the attractions of the world and just focusing, concentrating. The power of concentration is that which enables us to generate Mansa Shakti, the power of the mind, through which then the mind can be an instrument to serve. And so concentration is absolutely the stage that's going to then lead me to stability. When we're teaching new people yoga, we tell them 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. But the same applies to us also. The 1 minute, the 3 minutes in traffic control comes on. And does it take me time to come back to a point of concentration? Or the signal comes and within a second, within a moment, I can be focused and concentrated and connect with myself and with Baba. It's a discipline that Baba's given us to help us move forward in this stage. But also, that stage of concentration where I've been using this word moving away from distractions, and I really think that that is what the path of Gyan and Yoga is about. And when Baba talks to us about Maya and all the things that are happening in terms of Maya, or even where the biggest Maya is that we're not able to discern what is Maya, and Maya is then able to penetrate and really catch hold of us. That's the total contrast of concentration. On the one side, Gyan and the truth and yoga and my ability to focus on the truth who is the one, but the truth that that one is sharing. So truth is actually the one word that takes in that whole subject of Gyan and yoga. And so if this is what I've come to Baba for, then let me just check and see what else is it that's taking me away from that. And if I haven't come here for that, well, why am I here? Surely this is why I'm here, to connect with the truth, and by connecting with the truth through the knowledge and through yoga, to be the truth myself. And anything else that's taking me away from that is a distraction, and it's going to be a problem. When Baba says, in the final moments, your final thoughts are going to lead you to your destination, it's not going to happen just like that. It's going to happen if I've practiced. And Baba used to say this word a lot, over a long period of time. It's not something I've heard Baba say a lot recently, but certainly it's very important. A state of concentration only is going to happen if I've practiced this over a period of time. It doesn't happen just like this. And it doesn't mean that if you've only been with Baba for 9 months or a year, that it's not possible. 9 months or a year is wonderful. It's enough time. And if you've been with Baba for more than a year, 5 years, 50 years, whatever it is, but all of that has been a lesson in being able to see how to keep myself free from all distractions and just simply focus on one. And those who had 40 years and 50 years had the luxury of time. They could take their time about learning what are the distractions and how to be able to focus. But if you've come to Baba fairly recently, I don't think you have that luxury anymore. And so your effort needs to be that much more intense than anybody else. And so really to take it very sincerely. We heard this lovely definition of sincere in the NC retreat. And it was without a mask. Remove the masks and then truly that is sincere, without the mask. And so looking at what's going on for myself and seeing how sincere am I in being able to just concentrate on what it is I've come here for, and then to realize that anything else is going to be an impediment. And so concentration, and with that the power that I need to come to ekagrta, then ek ras, stability. So you can see how it's not just words, but it's actually telling us a very beautiful sequence of the things we need to pay attention to come to that state of stability in which really we are not shaken. Because definitely, and now I'm not just thinking about the natural disasters and the things in the world outside that are going to be coming and creating upheaval. I'm thinking about whatever it is that happens within the yajna, the departure of the dadis, things that are unexpected. The departure of the dadis, 80s and 90s, it's not unexpected. It's to be expected. But things can happen in the yajna that we weren't expecting. And so whatever it is that happens, but if I focused on introversion, being economical with my thoughts, by stabilizing myself on drama, by my faith in drama, just increasing my deep love for Baba and love for Baba's knowledge, by improving my ability to focus and concentrate. I need to check each step along the way. Then yes, a little bit of stability today, but more and more and more. And through all of this, then yes, I know that my stability can be a force that can unify. And each one of us practicing stability, and we're able to hold the fortress together and create that fortress that is carrying through the whole family back home and to Satyug. And so our unity is going to carry us home, is going to reveal Baba, is going to be the foundation of Satyug, and the foundation of a kingdom that stays unified for 2,500 years. Amazing. It's actually quite incredible when you think about it. One unified family for all that time. Some of you know how Lokik families work. Some of you don't have connection with an extended Lokik family, but some of you do. Where there's an extended Lokik family especially, the whole question of unity and harmony within the family is actually a bit of a soap opera, because different people want different things and go different ways, and all sorts of things are going on. But even nuclear families, 4 people, and try to think about even watching the same TV program. I remember when it used to be 1 television set at home. Now there's 4 television sets in many homes, so everybody can do their own thing. but my little brother and me used to argue about whether we should have the channel for football or whether we should have the channel for something else. And, 4 people, 2 people, and there's arguments. And a whole kingdom that's going to have absolute harmony and unity for thousands of years. Well, that's the task. And thank goodness it's God's task. But we have to help God, and we have to be the ones who create that unity now. And I can see how the power of unity is that which really reveals Baba. When people see Brahmins coming together, working together, and Madhuban of course, but anywhere else also, a handful of people and amazing tasks achieved, the power of unity. And so stability is then visible in action through our unity. So I'm glad to have had an opportunity to meet the family as a gathering, because there's been so many different things happening and it's been beautiful to be part of that, but it's also lovely to be with the family in this way. Let's have yoga, and today Daddy won't be coming to join us. You've got used to Daddy coming and joining you every evening, but tonight she won't be. But I'm sure by tomorrow she'll be well and fine. Om Shanti.